Well, hello folks. We just now leaving my second favorite place in the world. John Deere. And we're headed toward the shop. Just picked up our brand new, we call it 10 ton. Just because it's a 10-ton payload, 20,000 pounds, 10 ton. GVWR on it's actually 25, I think, but you got to take the weight of the trailer out of it. So, just picked it up, and man, it looks awesome. It looks awesome. I was afraid, because it's a 20+5 trailer, so it's 20 foot flat, 5 foot dovetail, and I was really afraid that because the trailer was so big that it was going to look out of proportion with my truck. But I forget that my truck is a 4500 with a 9-foot service body. So with the 19.5-inch wheels, plus I went ahead and bought the 4-door. I think my wife kind of talked me into that one. It really looks good. It looks well proportioned. It don't look out of whack. It don't look like I got way too much trailer and not enough truck kind of thing, which is what I was afraid of. I was really seriously afraid of it looking like I've got too much trailer and not enough truck. But I pulled it off quite well, and we got her picked up here, and we're headed back to the lot with it. I actually think I screwed up whenever I posted the last video on YouTube. I actually screwed up and didn't post the one clip that I had to explain what we're doing right now. So I'll give you a little rundown. What we did is we had a 7-ton deck over trailer. It was a Hudson built trailer. It was a really good trailer, but it was only like it had 18 foot, it was 18 foot flat deck, and 3 or 3.5 foot dovetail. It was a 7-ton payload, 14,000 pound payload. That's what it could actually haul. The GVWR on the trailer was like 17 something. It had 7,000 pound axles. And it was a nice wagon. It was a really nice wagon. I bought it brand new from State Equipment back whenever I dealt with them, and I bought this trailer brand new from them, and I liked it. It was a good wagon, but it wasn't long enough. So if we was pulling, say we was going to haul the skid steer with the bush hog on, it would be cutting it close on having enough real estate on the trailer. We was really cutting it close on having enough real estate. So what we'd actually do is, you'd cram all that weight, and you had most of the weight centered over top of the axles, and it would, you had to be real careful with it, because you had some weight there. So you're going down the road, at like 70 miles an hour pulling all that, you probably had better not go very far very fast. Well, so we actually upped and looked at getting a new wagon, and I posted that one for sale. And these trailers nowadays, you can't find trailers. Trailers are hard to get, so if anybody out there looking for a trailer and you know where one's at, you probably better go buy it, because I actually ordered this same wagon I'm pulling, but without the wood and the dovetail. And when I ordered it, it was, I'm going to say, let's just say 14 weeks or 10 weeks out, 10 weeks out, 12 weeks out. And I ordered it in like December, 1st of January, I think. Well, it went up like $500. About 3 weeks ago, I think he called, and it was already up $500. Then it went up another $500. So that trailer the trailer that I ordered, it's probably over 11 grand by now, maybe even more, 10 grand, whatever it was. And it just kept getting higher, and I was like, you know what? Plus, it was 20 weeks out. And I was like, man, never mind. Just cancel the order. I don't need a new trailer. Well, then I backed up and I started really thinking about it. And Bodie Grass at John Deere, Bridgeport, they had 3 of these units. One in Marietta, Ohio, and 2 of them was in Beckley, West Virginia. He had three of these units. 2 of them sat in the same place. Another guy that owns Miller's excavation services there, he bought one, and Bodie asked me if I wanted him to get both of them down here, and I was like, no, I'm not buying a trailer. Well, Bodie Grass knows me better than I know myself. He knew that I was going to end up buying a trailer, so he went ahead and had both these trailers transferred. They stacked them on top of each other and moved them down here to they came to Charleston last week, and then he finally got them down to Huntington. And I'm telling you, these Hudson trailers, these quality trailers are some good-looking wagons. And I'm going to shake y'all back there when we get back to the lot, and I'll give y'all a little rundown of it and show you about it. It is a nice wagon. It's big enough that we could even put like a small, 450 John Deere dozer on this thing, and truck it around, and it wouldn't have a problem whatsoever at handling about anything. We can put a roller up on it, and we're pulling it with this 4500. So we got plenty of truck. I don't think we're going to have any issues with pulling it and stopping it. We've got the truck's been retuned, so that's going to help us out a lot. And I really like this unit. So we get up here at the lot, we're going to tell you. My old buddy Chuck Earp with Earp Construction is the guy who actually bought my used trailer, my Hudson, which is still good shape. It was a real nice wagon. It is, the paint and stuff was scratched on it, where we've been hauling stuff with it for 4 years. And the paint was a little bit scratched and scuffed on it, but it was a real good trailer. He's going to use it to haul his skid steer and stuff on, and it'll do him a real good job, I don't have any doubts in my mind that he did. And he knows, that those trailers, they're high. They're $9,000 right now. If you try to price that trailer right now, it's $9,000. It's a Hudson. It's a name brand trailer. It's not just a cheap throw, walk-of-the-mill trailer. So we're going to get up here, and we're going to do like a little walk around, and I'll show you a little bit about it, and we'll see what you guys think. Well, here she is, folks. I got some time here real quick. Threw a couple stickers on him. Advertising there for Bridgeport. I usually put a pretty good size one here on the back, but ain't no big deal. Put something on it anyway. I'm a pretty big fan of it so far. The ramps, this kicker right here, I would have much rather it had something maybe to kind of box this in. Maybe a little bit of a box in, but for the most part, really you shouldn't be tearing them off anyway. If you get them in a bind, hello big doodle. If you get it in a bind and you tear that off, you're probably somewhere you shouldn't be anyway. Meow. My other trailer had chains to hold the ramps up, and then the 35-ton pits, it's got a drop pin over on that side right there that you drop in, but the ramps don't slide on the pits. The ramps slide on the tag, but not the 35-ton. Hey, buddy, wave at the camera. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Wave. Wave. Yeah, you don't got to be a liar now. He usually waves. You wanna wave? You wanna wave? You wanna wave? Wave. Yeah. I wish that they would have welded some flat bar. This seems awful thin, but I wish they'd welded some flat bar across this to give it a little bit more of a traction effort. But it's got a cross member through the center of the tires right here, and then it's got a piece of channel. It don't look like they got any kind of welds on the side. And I don't like the mud flaps, because they should have made it to where you could cut this off or take that off, but they didn't. They welded it straight to it, so you can't take that off. And there wasn't much on trailer mud flaps. But man, it's got a real heavy main beam. This main beam right here is stout. And cross members, see what I'll do is I'll take that wooden floor out probably this winter, or I'll make something, and then I'll take that wooden floor out one day and I'll put a cleaning dovetail on it. The ramps are pretty good and heavy. They got pretty good traction efforts on them. I'm not big on the tires, but for factory tires, I think they'll be fine. It's got 10,000 pound axles. I love this rub rail because it gives you unlimited possibilities of chaining down. You can slide your chain down through there and hook it back into this and let it go up against the stake pocket, and it'll hold her down. I like the step on the front. It lets you be able to climb up on the trailer. The rub rail is kind of short, which is not a bad idea because you don't need too much in the front. If you're pulling something or hauling something, you can put it up against that and it'll be fine. The tongue, on the bottom, or the frame underneath here, looks good. It's good and stout. I like it real well. The trailer ain't got a whole lot of twist to it. It ain't got a whole lot of twist to it at all. I guess probably, and a lot of that stuff, I just don't want to weld on a brand new trailer. I don't want to go buy a brand new trailer and start welding on it. So by this winter, when I ain't got anything else left to do, it'll give me some time, and I'll weld some flat bar across that, take that dovetail, make it a self-cleaning dovetail, and I'll have some time to do some stuff with it. Got a really nice toolbox here. I really wished that I had somewhere to hook my chains like I do my other trailers, to where the chains ain't just flopping around underneath there. I don't like the fact that there's a gap. I just now noticed it. See this gap? It's a good place for chains to start getting hung, and then you go to reach in or get them and you got to fight them up out of that hole. Got a lock. You can just throw a lock in the middle there. That's great. And then I don't lock mine all the time, so I'll hang it when it's lower. I'll just hang lock a lock on it right there and hang it. It's got plenty of. It's made for a dump truck, so it fits my service truck fine. I mean, it's fine. It's got a nice tongue. See how it's got the tongue? The tongue is a narrower tongue. It don't got like big hips like a battleship. So it should turn. That's where all this damage comes from. That's why that bumper's all bent. That's where I've got it tightened up too tight in a turn or something or other. 20,000 pound payload, 10 ton. It pulls good. It don't feel any different than pulling my 7 ton. It does not feel any different whatsoever. Pulls just fine. Ramps. It's got a stiffener here in the middle to kind of take some of that abuse, because it ain't all one. I think that other trailer I had, this was all one piece, which I didn't haul anything on it real heavy. Got all LED lighting. It's all in. What I like about this one versus the other one I think had some external LED rubble light. It had like a little bracket, where this one's all inside of the. It's all rubbered. I bet that one there's a pain in the butt, because there ain't no way to get to this one. If you ever break a wire or anything, you'll probably have to fish for days. It's got a charge box. It's got a nice charge box. My other one was nice too, but it wasn't as sophisticated as that. It's got a spring-loaded foot. It's always good. And if I have to, I can put a little piece of. And again, I just don't want to weld on a brand new trailer. That's my biggest thing. I don't want to weld on a brand new trailer. But what's not to like about it is not a big deal. I mean, if you had 4 or 5 of these things stacked up side by side, you had a quality, you had a PJ, You had a sure track, you had blah, 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 where you could actually look through and find them. It would be one thing. You got to remember, there ain't no trailers right now. You cannot find trailers right now. So, am I happy with my purchase? Absolutely. Do I love everything about it? No. I don't love everything about everything. I got 2 pits down there. $30,000 for one and $20,000 for the other one, and I don't love everything about them either. So I don't love everything about that Dodge truck. Miss K don't love everything about me. But I like the flat bar. I think I like that flat bar better than I did my chains. But the only thing I liked about my chains is that if I was hauling something that was a little bit too long on top, because this is a dovetail, so my load's going to be up a little bit higher, I could always fold my ramps up at a little bit of an angle and put a chain on them, and it would still hold them. Where this, they had to be up, straight up and down. That's the only thing I think I'm going to miss about the chains, but they were noisy, which this thing's kind of rackety. I mean, and it's going to make even more. I mean, it's too tight. It's tight now. It's got plenty of paint still left in all the moving parts. It's got a pretty, I don't think it's that bad. Let me let one of these down. Scared the kitty cat. That's a little bit steep. That's a little bit steep. I mean, it ain't nothing that can't be doable. It's got a little bit of daylight underneath the back end, don't it? Like the kickers should have been a little bit longer, I think. I don't think it'll be too bad. It's hauling a tractor and a skid steer most of its life. It might haul a roller. Oh man, them ramps pick up a lot easier than my other trailer. It might. I might have to run a roller or something. But we usually, if we can't get that roller somewhere, we usually just drive it. If we can't get the tractor up to holler or something, we just drive a roller. We drove that roller before for a couple miles. So it's going to haul a skid steer, and it's going to haul the tractor. A piece of that. Well, you goober. To clean it up here in a minute. Right there's where the new shop's going. Right here. It's going to be 60 this way and 30 this way. This thing's going to haul. It's going to haul a skid steer. It's going to haul a tractor and little stuff like that. I may, if I ever get in a bind, need to run a 450 or something up on it. But again, if this truck will go, that dump truck and trailer will go. And it's not really a much longer, I don't think, as far as wheel span as the other trailer. It's really all about the same. So, quality trailers, I think you'd made a good wagon. There's a couple things about it I would have changed, but a couple things that I would have got changed when I ordered mine, but I didn't want to wait 20 weeks for mine. So that's what you get when you don't want to wait. You got to deal with what you can deal with. Yeah, see, like I would have welded. See, there's no seam in here. There's no weld, nothing right there. So the only thing this thing is welded down with is these spots right here. That's the only thing that's holding that thing down. Like I would have had a piece of flat bar to cap over my board right here. I would have had a piece of flat bar. And that's all stuff that I'll change. I just don't want to change on a brand new trailer. I don't want to start welding on this daggone thing. So I'll just wait. I'll run her. That should be adequately strong enough. Right there. That should be adequately strong enough for anything. If it acts like it's going to start bending or breaking, then I'll weld something underneath it. But I mean that's 4-inch, 3-inch. That's 3-inch C-channel. Probably heavy wall. I'd say she'll hold her up. I don't think I'd want to put, like I wouldn't want to drive a backhoe up on it. I don't know. I probably would. I'm kind of nutty like it. As long as you put that weight on it, I mean, you'll be fine. I mean, I'm a hard critic for this, because I know what works and what don't. This works just fine for the application we bought. We did not buy this thing to haul a dozer on. We did not buy this thing to haul backhoes on. We didn't buy this thing to haul a roller on. This thing was bought to haul skid steer, no, agricultural tractor. And it was mostly bought not because of the weight, because of the length. But with the length, you needed the extra heavy axles because you're stretching your weight out so much. So I give it a big thumbs up. It was well worth the money, and I invite anybody who can't find a trailer but can find one of these, and this is what you're wanting to buy, hey, dead on it. You're good to go. Firm believer in it. We'll get us a load on it and we'll try it out. Until then, thanks guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button and pass me along to others, and we'll see if we can't get this baby out working him one day and get a couple pictures of it. Awesome. Thank y'all. Remember, any day you wake up on this day of the dirt's a good day, and always keep the dirty side down.